Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's the Prevengers, and we're back with another Marvel Future Fight video for you guys today. And today is a very short but special video. So as you can see, we're starting off the video in a very awkward place. Our inbox gift. I don't think we ever started a video here, but basically every single player that is playing got a free Tier 3 Selector. And let me explain why. Basically, guys, Marvel Future Fight hit 150 million people who downloaded the game. And I think they might have had to play for at least a day or so. I'm not sure how the curriculum there works, but all I know is that 150 million people downloaded the game. So in honor of them reaching that goal, they sent everyone a Tier 3 selector. So we're going to go through and kind of give you our advice on who to select and who to take. So we're going to first go through the characters that we do not recommend, and then we'll split the remaining characters that we do recommend into two different groups. All right, so here it is. So starting off here, if I had to tell you which characters not to Tier 3, my immediate reaction would be Captain America and probably Ant-Man at the moment. No, not Ant-Man, just Captain America. For sure, I would say not Captain America, unless you have all the other characters Tier 3, then go ahead and pick Captain America. It's better than just getting back bios. So yeah, Captain America would be the current Tier 3 here that I would say not to select whatsoever. Now let's break down the rest of these characters. We'll go one by one. I was going to split them into groups, but let's just go one by one. So first off here, we got Hulk. I would definitely suggest Hulk level 80, great tier 4 as well. If you're really looking for a PvP but can also do PvE character, then Hulk is your guy. Obviously, all these characters are going to require their latest uniforms, but Hulk is a really good investment. And if you don't have a tier 3, then you should probably pick the selector. And to just stay on that pattern of characters that are really good that I would suggest, Iron Man is definitely number one on this list. I'd probably put Hulk number two. Iron Man has great PvE, not potential, but value. Plus, he's really good for GBR. He's the best, highest dealing damage tier 4 we currently still have that doesn't die off rip like Storm. And he's just an overall great character. If you don't have Thor built, then you can also use him as a dispatch or story mode clear. He can really almost do it all except for PvP. And then probably at my number 3 spot here would be Thor, another great tier 4 and level 80, whichever. He has great value for auto farming. He does all my dailies of dispatch and story mode and dimension rift, and he clears it so fast. It gets things done a lot quicker and gives me a lot more time to spend actually playing the game. He's also pretty decent for GBR, probably second or third best. Not the greatest, but still really good. And he's got a lot of value in World Boss Legend because he has that alien type. So he really can clear a lot of different stages. All right, so those are my pretty much top 3 of this list. At number 4 here, I have to put Venom. Venom is almost very similar to Thor, except he's not as much of a farming legend. But he can do a lot of damage, in some cases more damage than Thor can do. He's really good for GBR and really, really useful in World Boss Legend because of that alien and villain type there. So yeah, definitely a great investment, especially for a villain. And like I said, all these are going to need uniforms, and he'll work for you at level 80 or tier 4. So that's my number 4 there. At number 5, I'm going to put Spider-Man because he is great in PvP. He has very high PvP value. So if you need a PvP character, but just someone who can be a little flexible, you can switch into his other black uniform from No Way Home, and you can use him for a world boss. He won't get it done the quickest, but he's still pretty universal that way. So yeah, that's my, what was that? Number 5, yep, right, yes. So then at number 6 here, we're going to go with Loki. He's kind of fallen off a little bit because of Thor, but he still has really good value for ABX and for auto farming. So if you don't have Thor, then he's probably your next best option when it comes to auto farming. And both his uniforms pretty much work. And yeah, he's just overall a pretty good character. And so now we're gonna kind of get into we're gonna have one more, but then we're gonna get to a different kind of category here. So I'm gonna put Probably Black Widow number 6. She's not as good as we were hoping, but she's still pretty good as a level 80 because she's a level 80. And she can do PvP and PvE. She struggles a little bit in PvP, but and in PvE, but because she's a level 80, she can still kind of power through it. So yeah, I'd put her here at 6. And then finally for this category of characters at number no, we're gonna have two more. Sorry, I keep forgetting some of these characters. At number 7 here, I do Sharon Rogers because of her high damage output. Especially as a new player, she can really help you in World Boss and with GBR. She'll give you that big push that you need to your account. And she's just a great character. I mean, her defenses are pretty low, but she makes up for it with her damage. And then here at number 8, for this final category, I would put Storm. The only thing you got to keep in mind with Storm is that her uniform is paywall, so you have to wait till summer to buy it. That's why she's so low on this list. And she's very hard to keep alive, so you have to be very good at this game to keep her alive and to be able to play her efficiently. But she has some pretty decent damage at level 80, so don't count her out completely, but she is going to be at the bottom of this list. Alright, so now let's go into characters who currently aren't good, but if you get them now and you invest in them now, it could potentially pay off later, or it will definitely pay off later. So let's go ahead here. Starting with Daredevil here, he's going to be getting his own show, and he's rumored to come up in a lot of different MCU projects till then. Obviously, She-Hulk being the more recent one. So he can definitely give you value there once he gets a new uniform and potentially goes to tier 4. He already has his tier 3, obviously, so he would go to tier 4 the next time he gets a uniform. But that show is about a year away, so that's pretty long term unless he gets a uniform before then. I could possibly see it happening, but not really anytime soon here. And then next, moving on, we have Ant-Man. Also a pretty long-term investment, but Ant-Man the Wasp isn't too long away. It's pretty far away, but not too long. And he should be getting his tier 4 as well and a brand new uniform. Now, the thing is just I don't know if these characters are going to be really good. Obviously, level 80 is going to put them in a different category, and they're still going to be better than half the characters in the game, but they could end up not being as great. They could be like Storm, where they die easily, or like Black Widow, where they struggle in certain areas. So who knows, guys? So this is just if you want to take the chance, it's a little bit of gambling here. Then we have the choice that I'm going to be going with, Black Panther, a more short-term investment. He's going to, hopefully, we're hoping, this one's a big if, but we're hoping he gets his tier 4 and a new uniform for the new movie. Obviously, with Chadwick Boseman not being in the movie due to his passing away, who knows if they'll give him a uniform, but we're really hoping that they do. So I'm going to be investing in him because I'm really hoping he does get a tier 4. And if he does, I'll probably get him to level 80 immediately as soon as I can. But yeah, he's the more short-term investment, I would say, for sure. And then last on the investment list for short-term or long-term is Captain Marvel. She'll be getting her new uniform and hoping a tier 4 with the Marvels movie that's coming out. That's about a year away as well, so a very long-term investment. So the order would be that Black Panther is the more short investment, then Ant-Man, and then I believe it's Daredevil, and then Captain Marvel as far as the list goes of how long you'd have to wait for this investment to pay off. Obviously, any of these characters, if you have all the rest tier 3, then just pick them. Pretty obvious there. Then we're going to get into the characters that I'm just kind of not sure about, and I kind of just left out because I don't know what to tell you about them. Starting with Ghost Rider here, he's just really fallen off, and I just don't see him getting a new uniform anytime soon. It's been about a year since he got his uniform, and I just don't see where they could fit him in with anything. He's not rumored to be any MCU projects either, so you're not really guaranteed a uniform with this. So I'd try and stay away. He has very low defenses, so he dies easily, and he has no heal, so that's a big problem nowadays. He's just a character that's just waiting for an upgrade. Vision here, I guess you could put him on the list of potential new uniforms in level 80. I don't know what they're doing with him. If you get his uniform now, he'll be probably the best out of these low-end characters, but he's still just not worth the investment compared to these other level 80s here. But he could potentially get a new uniform if he comes back in another MCU project. We'll have to wait and see. That's one of the more really risky investments because we know that these other characters are going to come up. Vision is the one that, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with him, so it could be a long while before you get anything out of him. We skip anyone down here? No, we're good, so we can keep moving along. Winter Soldier, I mean, he's decent, but he's just, like I said, compared to these other characters, he's not great. Um, Rogue is even going to give you more value. Spider-Man's going to give you more value, and Black Widow definitely give you more value than him as a speed character. So I just stay away from him. His new friend Falcon is definitely a better investment, but not much to say when it comes to Bucky and his new uniform. Next up is Black Bolt. I mean, for an Inhuman is not bad, but yeah, like I said, level 80 is kind of taking over the meta. Someone I also stay away from unless you have everyone else tier 3. And last but not least, oh, nope, second to last, sorry, my bad, is Cyclops. He's the only support character on this list. So if you really need support bad, Cyclops is not the best support, but he's not terrible either. I have him, obviously, as you guys have seen, as he was my very first support character. So if you really need one, you can go ahead and get him, but you obviously will need the new uniform. And last but not least, here is Rogue. She definitely fell out of the meta, but she can do a little bit for new players. Not too much, but definitely have to give her a good build for her to do some good damage. I could see her getting a uniform maybe the next year or so, but not 100% sure there. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. That's my guide for the tier 3 um, selector. So at number 1, I'd put Iron Man. Number 2, I'd put Hulk. Number 3, Thor. And then number 4, Venom. And then obviously number 5, Black Widow. So yeah, there's your list, guys. I'm going to go ahead and select Black Panther here. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And I hope it gave you a better idea of who to invest in for this selector. Thank you guys so very much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.